Hey guys, it's Whitney, your bariatric lifestyle coach and dietitian. I am here tonight to share with you our bariatric survival guide. And why I'm doing this is because, hold on, I'm going to the front page here. We have this wealth of knowledge in this bariatric surgery survival guide, which is meant for anybody pre-surgery, post-surgery, doesn't matter where you are on your journey. You can always check in, and I'll show you a checklist that backs that up. But it doesn't matter where you are, you can use this guide. We use this guide as a part of our program. So whether you're in one-on-one coaching or membership subscription service, a lot of our workshops, master classes, the things that we do, the pillars that we follow are based upon what is in this guide. So it is a very, very uh, useful tool for you to have on your journey, no matter where you are, what you're doing. So I'm going to actually kind of go through this guide just to give you a sneak peek of what is in here, and you can kind of think about how it can help you. So we've got our introduction page here. We have a table of contents here. You can kind of see what we have going on inside. Everything from prepping for surgery, nutrition, protein content of foods lists. We've got nutrition facts for fats and carbohydrates, fiber lists. You're going to see all of this as we go through. So it's kind of going to be a speed tour, but nonetheless, you'll actually get to see what we have to offer in here. So just to know along for the road, this is prepping for surgery and what you need to know for the road ahead. So if you're pre-surgery, even if you're not pre-surgery, this is actually helpful to kind of take yourself and be like, okay, I'm starting over. I'm going to act like I've never had surgery. So if you're kind of feeling really lost and you kind of want to start from the beginning as far as education and, you know, just learning some things and starting to apply them, know that you can use this to do that as well. So you've got what it takes to be successful, your long-term considerations, bariatric dietitian appointments, the importance of those. And then we have an introduction to the 3 pillars for success. So everything within this book is either nutrition, exercise, or mindset related. This is what we do in our one-on-one coaching program, is focus on those 3 things. We know that all 3 things together are going to create a symbiotic relationship that allows you to be successful. Another thing you're going to find in our program, we don't really ever talk about weight. So if you're following our recommendations for nutrition, exercise, and mindset, the weight will come. So if you're in this program, we want you to be in it for, you know, change overall, not just for weight alone. Okay. Nutrition. So when you hop into nutrition, there's a title here that says forget the past. We want you to unlearn what you've learned in the past about carbs, fats, fad diets. They're all garbage, fast track weight loss programs, you name it, forget it all. So we're kind of starting from a blank slate so that you can form a foundation of education. Here are a few words and terms that you want to become familiar with as it relates to nutrition. I love this page. It is the breakdown of macronutrients. So a lot of people are confused about proteins, carbs, and fats. These are the 3 things that make up our calories, okay? So it is very important to understand and know what is a protein, what is a carb, what is a fat. You don't have to get into the nitty-gritty and the science of it all, but you want to understand the function of each one of them, because once you put that why behind everything, why is it important? It kind of gives you more reason to follow through with the recommendations. So you've got good sources of each in addition to the explanation of each one of them. So going further, we elaborate on each one of those. So more explanation about protein, what is a complete versus incomplete protein. If you're following more of a plant-forward diet, you really do need to know what is complete versus incomplete. And then we have reference lists. So you'll see here, we've got the food on the left, typical serving size, 3 ounces. That doesn't mean that's what you are going to have, okay? This means that this is just a standard of measurement. So if you're planning for X amount of calories, X amount of protein, then you know you can play around with your ounces if you want to. But this is like the chicken, for instance, this is cooked chicken, okay? 3 ounces of cooked chicken equals 28 grams of protein, 141 calories. So you've got this for animal-based products, dairy-based products, milk alternatives, plant-based proteins, all kinds of proteins. I encourage everybody to go through this list, check off what you like and what you're willing to try. How can you start to incorporate those into your diet? And you've got a tidbit about protein supplements, what to look for, kind of like guidelines for shopping for protein supplements. I love this. This is a protein planner. So a lot of times people can't tell me how much protein they're getting on a daily basis. And that's extremely important to know that you're consistently getting a good amount of protein or adequate protein for what you are doing, your lifestyle, and your goals. So you'll see on the next page the protein planner itself, but on the previous page that I was just on right here, you'll see the different steps into how to break down your goal. It's very simple. It's a lot of words, but I promise you it's extremely simple. Is this the only way to do it? Absolutely not. But let's start with something, right? So you can kind of read through that and use it as needed. Then we go into education of fats, education of carbohydrates, fiber. This is a big one. So when we're talking about carbohydrates, we want you to fill your diet full of carbohydrates that have lots of fiber. Number one, this will help you reach your 25-gram daily goal of fiber by incorporating high fiber carbohydrates. But this kind of explains the benefits of fiber tips. You really want to read the tips there if you're increasing your fiber intake. And then you also have reference lists of per serving size, how much fiber you're getting out of that. So same thing, go through, check off what you like, check off what you think you could easily incorporate into your diet based upon what is highest in fiber and what you like. So you've got different categories: vegetables, beans, legumes, fruit, you name it. Then we go into sugar. So sugar is something that we want to know and understand. What is a sugar versus an added sugar? What are sugar substitutes and no calorie sweeteners? What the heck are sugar alcohols? So you don't have to know all of this, but you do generally need to know what type of sugar should we be limiting. Nutrition facts labels. I know everybody probably needs help with this. This kind of breaks down the things that you need to know first and foremost, or most of all, out of a nutrition label. It's kind of like a speed tour of how to read a nutrition label and what you need to get out of it quickly. So you've got an explanation for each color-coded section there. This can really help you make quick decisions in the grocery store. And I will do a separate workshop or masterclass on nutrition facts labels themselves. Next, we have exercise. So with exercise, you've got your recommendations for cardio, strength training, flexibility, and rest. And if you hear crunching in the background, that's my husky who just decided to eat today. That's crazy. You would know he's going to eat right now. So exercise, non-negotiable. You really have to get to the nitty-gritty of this. We have to find out what you want and what you resonate with in terms of exercise so that you actually do it. This kind of helps you out with where to start, pro tips, pre-workout meal examples, post-workout meal examples. So what you need to know about diet in coordination with exercise. And then we have an exercise worksheet. This is super, super, super helpful, guys. So I kind of broke this down into 3 sections, starting with strength training and flexibility. Based upon those recommendations from the previous page, you can take a look at this or the examples below and create your own type of list of go-tos. Now, this isn't like, okay, I'm going to do this on Monday, Wednesday, and Friday type of template. This is more of what do you like? What do you want to try? What is in your realm of possibilities and abilities? Okay. So you can make lists on your own, and with me or even yourself, it doesn't matter. Choose what days you're going to do these things, because it tells you exactly, you know, how much and how often to do these exercises. Next, we have mindset. We are huge on mindset here at Level Up. If your mindset is right, everything else will likely go well. So it's time to get real. You want to get real here. Not everyone grew up with parents teaching them to have a positive mindset. We are wired to have a negative mindset. So it's like fighting against gravity almost to really create a healthy mindset and keep it, especially after a transition like bariatric surgery. So this really helps you to create a healthier mindset, this page, along with the next couple. So we've got things like how meditation can help you, ways to meditate, because there's not just one. Positive self-talk and affirmations that you can talk to yourself positively every day, because this can definitely be a self-deprecating type of transition after bariatric surgery. A little worksheet here for you, talking about motivation, identifying your why. I really want you to be clear on your why that you had weight loss surgery, and it better not just be, I want to be 150 pounds. Like that's great and everything, but what comes with that? Why do you want to be 150 pounds? You know, you got to have a good why behind your journey to make it worthwhile and to keep you really engaged and focused. And then goals, this is kind of describing if you're a goal-oriented person, which, everybody is to a little bit of an extent. This explains why you need goals, short-term goals, long-term goals, how to identify them. A lot of people have long-term goals to complete a 5K or a half marathon. That would not be a short-term goal. A short-term goal would be to do this amount of days of cardio in this week, so you want to have short-term goals to support your long-term goals. And then we have SMART goals. There's an explanation of that and how to properly make a SMART goal. This just really helps with making appropriate goals. Setting SMART goals can help you achieve your desired outcomes much faster and more effectively. A SMART goal is specific, measurable, attainable, realistic, and timely. It's not just I want to be able to run a 5K. No, not be able to, but my goal is to run a 5K in 5 years. Okay, that's wonderful, but that's kind of specific. That's kind of measurable. That's kind of attainable. So you need to kind of like break it down. Anyway, enough about goals. So next we have surgery prep. So if you're pre-surgery, you've got an explanation of behavior modification goals. This page specifically, behavior modification goals and nutrition goals, these actually serve as a wonderful reminder after surgery. So maybe you're 3 months post-op, you started focusing on other things rather than this type of stuff. And then you're wondering, why am I doing this? Or why is this happening? This is always wonderful to revisit just so you ensure that you are practicing the eating patterns, the eating behaviors that you should, like waiting in between bites, chewing thoroughly, not drinking fluids at the time of your meals. Those are just a few examples, but I encourage everyone to continually revisit that list, print it out, keep it on your fridge. Especially if you're prepping for surgery, this is a wonderful thing to choose 2 to 3 to start. That's what you're going to work on first, then move on to other 2 or 3. This just gives you practice as to what you're going to have to practice after surgery. But again, you can do this after surgery at any time if you feel like you're having issues. Pre-surgery prep worksheet. So this tells you what to do, choosing SMART goals, that kind of stuff. And then pre-surgery prep checklist. So you'll begin practicing logging your foods in an app, begin an exercise routine, begin mindful practices, practice planning your protein. So all these things are already items that we have covered in this book already. So these are the things that it's going to take to become successful, take care of yourself, that kind of stuff after surgery. So a tip would be divide your goals into monthly goals, weekly goals, and even daily goals. Some will be more general, others will be more specific, but you can tackle a few at a time, especially if they're small, but no more than that. And that will help you to prevent you to become overwhelmed. Kitchen tools. We could all use some suggestions for kitchen tools. So if you're prepping or if you haven't purchased any of these and you're well post-op and you're like, oh, wow, that's cool. I never thought about that. That could really make my life easier. Take a look at this list here. I think you could probably get some good ideas. Pre-surgery prep continued, tracking weight loss. So I want to point this out. This isn't just for pre-surgery prep, okay? Tools for tracking your weight progress. There is a weight tracker in the back, but it's just for weight. I would encourage you to track inches, track body fat percentage, track lean mass gain, using a Bluetooth smart scale, or if you have access to an in-body scan, that's even better. Journals for tracking progress. You can use things like Fitbits, Apple Watch, other fitness trackers, you name it. Just, it's going to be something that you can use. This is according to what you want to track. But pro tips, you don't want to compare yourself to others. You have a different body, different metabolism, and you are genetically different than everyone else. So don't treat yourself the same or try to follow anyone else's journey or progress or mirror their progress. It might not work for you. So that's pre-surgery prep. For hospital and return home, you've got some suggestions here. Pre-op diet and surgery prep. So a little help with more examples in detail if you are prepping for surgery. And then we go into the post-op diet phases. So if you're very, very new and you need some additional help with this, we've got the intro to the post-op diet. What's it going to be like? Pro tips. I love this calendar. We've got a calendar, or I call it a snapshot calendar. This is what your phases are likely going to look like from surgery program to surgery program. You may find a little bit of a difference here in terms of when you start your full liquids or when you start your puree. But for the most part, it's all generally acceptable. If you are following your your surgery center's routine or guidelines, then by all means follow that. But you can still use this for examples of meal schedules and other recommendations like your portion size that you want to aim for. Like this one, for instance, clear liquids, day 0 through 4. Your portion size you want to aim for is 4 ounces of clear fluids per hour or 1 ounce every 15 minutes. The way I broke that down, it's just according to you. Whatever helps you to remember to drink at least 4 ounces of clear fluids per hour, then we want you to get to that 48-ounce goal by the end of the day. That's in your clear liquids days 0 through 4. So you've got examples of clear liquids, and you're always going to have reminders and rules down below. That's clear liquids continued. So you've got some like recommendations for electrolyte mixes. I'm not kidding. Like even if you're out of your phases, you're still going to find good, useful information. So like with the clear liquids, for instance, we want you to have at least 64 ounces of clear liquids per day counted toward hydration. This doesn't count full liquids like protein shakes and anything you can't see through. Okay. So this is helpful to use as a guideline for how to reach your goals and examples of what are clear liquids. There's a sample day for a clear liquid day. Phase 2, full liquids. Again, you're going to have an explanation of what the full liquid phase is going to be like, what you might feel like. You got your portion size to aim for, protein goals, calorie goals. So we're adding a calorie goal here at full liquids, okay? And you'll see there, aim for 600 calories per day. I know some people who are 6 months post-op and they're still thinking they need 600 calories per day. No, that starts at day 4. So you need 600 calories a day to live. We need you to start trying to get that amount per day. And it is totally possible with planning. So examples of full liquids, and again, your reminders and rules, and then a sample full liquid day. Phase 3, puree semi-solid. I'm just going to kind of fly through these. You're going to have the same things. Example, like amounts that you want to aim for, examples, and reminders. So I'm going to kind of fly through the soft foods, and then you've got the regular foods. Anyone and everyone can visit the regular foods. This kind of tells you, well, what next? You're going to be able to tolerate most foods, and as long as you make healthful decisions and kind of keep an eye on your portion sizes and keep your meals consistent, you're going to be great. And you've got some expectations going forward. Daily goals for tracking. So you'll see down here at the bottom, a lot of people are lost after they're done with their post-op diet phases. Calories are at 1,000 for, moving right out of your post-op diet phases. You should be around 1,000 calories per day. You should be at least 60 grams of protein per day, less than 100 grams of carbs, less than 50 grams of fats, around 25 grams of fiber is what you're going to aim for, and 64 ounces or more. So these are all things you're going to aim for. That doesn't mean you have to go way beyond or anything, but get pretty darn close to it if you can. But read this note. The above provided values should be considered appropriate goals for the first 3 months post-op. I should say after 3 months. After this point, it's recommended to meet with a bariatric dietitian or me to assess if weight loss is appropriate and if any adjustments are required. So what I mean by that, are you losing at an appropriate pace? Is it too much too fast? Are you lacking nutrition? Do we need to make any adjustments? Do we need to fill in some gaps with some supplements? That kind of troubleshooting. Great explanation about multivitamins, the why behind it, how to take them consistently and why that's important to take them consistently. Tips and troubleshooting there. There's an important note on calcium there. I'm not going to go over it, but I would highly encourage you to read it because a lot of people might end up taking too much calcium, and we need to address that. There's a troubleshooting section related to constipation, dumping syndrome, a little bit of, what should I put in? Reactive hypoglycemia. I don't know if I did or not. Early dumping and late dumping. That'll about cover everything anyway. Planning tools. I love this section. Guys, if you don't have a nighttime routine down or a morning time routine down and you're still wondering, why am I not getting in the level of self-care that I need? Why am I not able to meal prep? Why am I not able to exercise? Why am I so stressed out and feel like I'm running 90 to nothing all the time? Take a check or take a look at your nighttime routine. What are you doing to wind down toward bedtime or as you get closer to bedtime? What are you doing in the bed? Are you scrolling? Like what are the things, where are you losing time? I want you to steal time back into your day. What are the things that you are doing throughout the day that's stealing your time, that's not serving you whatsoever, serving everyone else? There's going to be some controllables there that you can change, and there's going to be some that you cannot. Okay. But you do have some non-negotiables for nighttime routines, for morning routines. You've got suggestions on how to set it up, and you can create your own in here. Same thing with morning routine. You've got an example of mine that's forever ago. I definitely don't do that morning routine anymore, but life has changed. I've adapted and I have a different morning routine. You will do the same thing, but this helps you to establish that practice. Daily planner. So same thing. This is essentially a planner that you can reflect back on. It just helps you to create awareness. Okay. You don't have to use this every day, but awareness is key when it comes to things that you're missing, doing too much of, things like that. So in the daily planner, if you have your own, even, you want to include these things in your daily planner. What are your meals and meal replacements? It tells you what to do there. What's your fluid intake? What are you doing for mindfulness? What's exercise? What are you doing for supplements, or your multivitamins, I should say? And reflection, like looking back and seeing, well, according to what I planned and what I wrote down, did I actually accomplish that much? Which things should I strive more to accomplish? What's a priority for me at this point in my life? What's the lowest hanging fruit? Which ones can you start consistently filling in? I do not expect anybody to start creating a daily planner and get every one of these boxes done immediately. It's just not possible. By the end of your coaching program, if you're with us 3 months, then you've got 3 months to do it. If you were with us for 6 months, you've got a little bit longer to establish those routines and create something like this for yourself. But what you're looking at right now, folks, is the bariatric lifestyle. Okay. As if you are taking care of yourself, you are accountable for your meal options, you are accountable for your fluids and staying hydrated. You're creating space and peace and self-care time for mindfulness. And then you're also moving your body physically. And taking your multivitamins consistently. And that reflection box is super important. What did you do well today? What can you do better tomorrow? How did you feel physically today? And how did you feel mentally? When you stop and check in with yourself and think about these things, you have no clue how much of a world you're going to open. It helps you to learn and grow, helps you to forget some of these practices you think you've been doing right the whole time, but they're really just garbage. This really just creates a level of awareness that sets you up for success in the future. There's that weight tracker I was talking about. And then post-surgery support. So if you come to me in our program and you're saying, I've got weight gain, or I just can't get on the bandwagon with exercise, or my nutrition is crap, or you're just saying I'm lost in general, I'm probably going to point this post-surgery support checklist out to you. So read through some of these things. Read through this manual multiple times. The reason I say that is because knowledge is power, guys. We're not just going to tell you what to do and you do it. If you don't educate yourself and apply that education, then you're kind of just, I don't know, you're just setting yourself up for a difficult time, I guess. But you want to read the manual multiple times. It's full of everything you need to know and reference to on a regular basis. Are you logging your food? If not, it's time. Awareness is key. Do you need to log every day? Absolutely not. But again, enough time to create awareness is what we're looking for. And if you want to continue being accountable in that way, that's fine. Is your diet crappy? Are you prioritizing protein? Are you eating healthfully? So you can kind of see through here, all things are related to diet, nutrition, exercise, and mindset. It's also going to check off boxes, or the boxes that say use included guides and planners in this book. They absolutely work. Take your bariatric multivitamin daily, create SMART goals, continue to change them based upon your life and your accomplishments. And, as you gain awareness, there's certain things that you're not going to want to do anymore. Follow us on Instagram. We are constantly providing education and entertainment and whatever else. We also have the podcast you can listen to. I have it in here to participate in the Level Up Bariatric support group, because a support group and a community is just vital after surgery. You can follow us on Facebook to stay informed with everything we have going on. I put blog posts on there. We put recipes. We put, just motivating messages on there. And if you want to, you can always book a free consult with me if you need more guidance and support. I'd love to hear how I can help. I put click here, but I'm not even sure if that works anymore. Okay, frequently asked questions. So there's some FAQs for you. And then next steps. Is this where you stop or is this where you're beginning? I hope you answered just beginning. A big part of the statistic shows that weight loss surgery really works, but for the right reasons. So show yourself you can persevere, get beyond what is hard. And that is what real success looks like. But guys, we have a wealth of resources for you. Is this my last page? Yeah, that was my last page. So we have a wealth of resources for you, whether that's working one-on-one with us in our membership program. You're getting your monthly offerings like workshops, master classes, the clean eating recipe bundle sent to you. We have a challenge each month that you can participate in. And then, of course, the support group and the private support group on Facebook. So whatever it is you need, we want to help you. All it takes is for you to reach out, book a discovery call, send an email, whatever it is you need to do. I'm here. I'm ready to talk to you. I'm ready to help. But I really did want to shed light on one of our biggest resources, and that is our Level Up Bariatric Survival Guide. All right, guys, that's it. I was going to go back to the beginning, but I can't unless I just go all through. It's been a pleasure, guys. I hope you enjoyed this, and I will again attach a link to purchase the guide, and I hope you grab it. It's going to be such a wealth of information for you, and it's going to be a wonderful buddy to have on your weight loss surgery journey. There's no expiration date on it either. It's always good. There's always something to go back to. It's $35, but I think I mentioned if you work with us in one of our one-on-one programs or even in the Level Up Bariatric, the Level Up Crew, our membership service, you're going to get this for free. It's a $35 value. So other than that, I thank you for watching this and grab your copy as soon as you can. All right. Bye-bye.